Telegram, so they might be asking questions on that on the server, on the Discord server. Okay. All right. So quick intro. My name is Marvelous. By the way, let's see. I was supposed to share something in the chat. I closed the Telegram chat. Okay. Just to keep it open. I mean, if you have questions, when we say something, you have any question, feel free to, drop it in the chat. It won't be nice to override, someone that is speaking. Yeah, so that everyone would, follow. Okay. And if you want to say something, you can let us know in the chat. We'll ask you to unmute yourself and speak. Okay. So feel free to, drop a message in the chat, ask questions. We'll definitely, pick them one at a time. All right. So my name is Marvelous. I'm a software engineer, an architect. Right. I've been opportune to be on, several ends when it comes to specializations, right, in the tech industry. Started out as a programmer. Worked my way into mobile development. Of course, I did a lot of web development. Right. Worked as a DevOps engineer. Right. And at some point, in my career, also did, and I'm still doing a lot of design. So, yeah, a lot of people see me as, a design engineer because I have a lot of experience, working and building systems, right? So, the program is not acting up already. Yeah, Amaka, I was asking. I hope you guys can see hear me and Telegram is not acting up already because it seems like.
We can hear you very clearly, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, I've been in the industry. I've been, developing full time in the industry for going to, I would just say, 13 plus, 14 years now, right? Currently working as a senior architect in the bank. And of course, I get to work with a lot of, designers, engineers, other architects, right? Business stakeholders. So this is one of, the initiative, from myself and my team. We've been running Top Universe for, a while now, right? Organizing, trainings, right? Organizing training programs and boot camps like this for free, to get a lot of people into technology completely for free, right? Completely for free, especially, as a way to get into the space. For those of you that might be asking yourself questions, how do I do A? How do I do B? How do I, get into this? What exactly is this? I think this is the right place to, ask those questions. You are coming into UI UX. You don't even know, what is expected of someone who is a UI UX designer, right? Or a UX consultant. Okay. So this is the right place to ask those kind of questions. Today we're going to make it like, a general getting into tech, series, right? So just go ahead, ask your questions, over time, even while the class is ongoing. If you have any questions, you can always drop it in the chat room here. Someone will definitely attend to you, right? During the calls like this, you can ask questions and you'll definitely get, answers to your questions. All right. So I think I'll stop there. Let me just, for my introduction, I'll just, keep it. Let's pause there for now. Right. There's always a lot to say, but if you have questions, then yes, you can start asking them. While you're asking your questions, okay, let me quickly introduce Amaka and the rest of the team. So we have Amaka on the call. Amaka, you can say hi to the audience. If you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. I don't think you're very audible. Let me see.
Me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, much better.
All right. Good evening, guys. You're welcome to the onboarding session. All right.
All right. So,
like I said,
yeah. So,
welcome to the session. Do I have to introduce myself?
I don't know why I can't hear you. maybe it's my network. Is anybody having the same challenge, from their end? Can you hear Amaka clearly? Amaka is one of
Oh, I'm
our
fine.
co-founders.
Um,
Amaka is one of our co-founders,
Is
right?
this
We
better?
started Top Universe together. I think Ella is not on the call.
Okay.
Of course,
I don't even
she
know.
has been in the space, doing UI UX design for a very long time now. So she would be anchoring the program, right? As an experienced designer, right? And an experienced, consultant in the space of UX. Okay. We have other instructors that will be coming in as well, from time to time, to drop their ideas and their thoughts around how they think things should be done, right? In the space. So you're going to learn from a lot of people. You're going to be having hands-on design sessions, right? We'll get to give you a breakdown on how the session would run. I can see some people are already asking the questions already. So yeah, that will be coming in shortly. So Amaka, please, anything you have to say, just go ahead. Let me give you 5 minutes before I give a breakdown of the bootcamp. Go ahead, please. Thank you. Okay, is anybody also having the same challenge? I think this general internet, I don't know, network issue is probably affecting a lot of people right now. Amaka, can you hear me clearly? Or is it from my end?
I can hear you clearly, sir.
Oh, okay. Is Amaka speaking? Because I can't seem
No,
to
she's
hear
not
her.
speaking. She's not
I
speaking
don't
at
think
all.
Oh,
she's speaking.
okay, okay.
She's trying to say something. I can hear you.
All right, all right, all right. So let me just jump into, giving some background about the program. Okay. All right. So someone is asking, what are we to expect? I believe, yeah. What are we to expect, and how would this? We organize live classes weekly, right? So keep that in mind that most of our sessions would be live classes. So we have those live classes weekly by 8 p.m. Right? Amaka would communicate the specific days to us. So we have those classes by 8 p.m. and within the week you'll be getting recorded materials, teaching different topics, right? And of course you can ask your questions. When you ask your questions in the chat, your questions can be responded to by the instructors right there in the chat. So you can communicate with your instructors. They respond once they are available. That aside, you can also come with your questions to the chat, to the live, sessions, right? The live sessions will be running. It will be streamed to YouTube, so you can watch from YouTube, right? And after streaming, we also send the link to those sessions right here inside the Telegram channel. We also share those links to Discord, right? So you have access to those materials. They are always there on YouTube. Completely accessible via your mobile device or even from your web browsers on your laptop. So it's easy, for those that probably have network challenges to always go back and watch those recorded sessions. Okay. By the way, all our classes are held in the evening, so it's much easier for working class guys. I mean, if you currently work, I think 8 p.m. is a very reasonable time for you. And yeah, I mean, those of you that are not Nigerians, it's 8 p.m. West African time. Okay. So you have to, make sure you keep up with the time, 8 p.m. West African time. Yeah. So it's live classes, recorded materials shared with you, tasks also shared with you in the chats. You can work with your friends, you can work with people in the chat here. You can connect with people, because at the end of the day, that's the point, right? You learn, you connect, better opportunities over time. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. As for the curriculum. The curriculum will be shared. It's already on the website. I think it's on the blog. That curriculum will be shared with you. So let me see. How do I register for the class? Well, there's a link for registration. I mean, if you are yet to register, I think you should follow that link and just sign up, right? Linda, please share the registration link in the chat. So I'll be taking more questions. Guys, please, ask more questions in the chat so I can respond to them before Amaka comes back online, okay? Let's see, what's the next one here? Is there going to be a certificate after the cohort? I mean, we do issue certificates at the end of the cohort. So yes, someone is asking again, how do I register? I think Michael just shared the link for registration. So please go ahead and register with that link. Oh, I think Amaka shared that as well. Okay. All right. So that's the registration link. If you have more questions, drop your questions in the chat, please. All right. Thanks a lot, Linda, for that. By the way, I mentioned earlier that this. Okay, so everything we do here at Top Universe is free. Okay, so it's free of charge. Blessed Abraham. Okay, so what we do is within those days of learning, we also share some of our micro degree courses or crash courses at Beta Copper. I was expecting Amaka to say that. I think she's also having a bit of network technicalities on her end. So I'll just say that on her behalf, right? Also a training platform, right? A training platform to provide training to people as well. I would say similar to what we do here at Top Universe, but more advanced in terms of access to instructors, access to content, access to materials, right? And of course, even providing additional resources like CV reviews and all that. So yeah, within days of training, we share some of those resources, and we also share like links to crash courses for those that are interested, right? We don't force anybody to do anything. What we try to do is to make sure we give you that head start, right? So it's easier for you to get into the space, understand how things work. But at the end of the day, it's ultimately your decision to make if you want to, please go ahead and share those questions in the chat. Please, let's keep the questions coming. Okay. Thank you. All right. So shortly, I'm going to give us probably another 3 to 4 minutes. Ask your questions in the chat. Shortly, we'll be speaking to, coming into tech as a UI UX designer. What would be the expectation from you as a professional, right? After learning this, what will you be able to do, right? The type of roles that you'll be able to get. Of course, most of you would just assume, you become a UI UX designer. That's the only role. Of course, we have even more roles, right? As I said earlier, this is more like an head start into the domain of UI UX design more specifically, right? So what will you be doing, among tech teams? What will be the expectation and the type of deliverables that you have to provide? Share those questions in the chat. All right. All right. right, so I can't see any questions coming in, so I think we can proceed. All right, Faleke is typing. Okay, so go ahead and drop your questions so we can answer them before we move on, if you have any questions.
I think we
still have enough yet to join because they don't know this session is happening here on Telegram. So Amaka, I think we might have to also probably share this resource or this recording maybe to Discord so that others can, follow through with what was discussed here.
All right, no problem. We have one question in the chat. It's saying, what is the criteria to get the certificate? Okay.
Another network issue?
No, I said.
Sorry, I can't hear you again.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me?
Is it just me? I can't hear Amaka. Okay, Amaka, someone is asking, if you can hear me, someone is asking what's the criteria to get the certificate? Oh, you can hear her? Oh, apologies. It's probably my end then. Amaka, please go ahead.
Okay, so basically, criteria for you to get your certificate is you have to attend more than 0.5% of your class. So you have to make about 75% of attendance, and then you have to complete your project phase. Basically, that's your criteria to get your certificates.
Yeah. All right. So to add to that, someone is asked. Okay, let me just add to that first. Yeah. So you have to at least attend up to 75% of the class of the live class sessions, right? Attendance will be shared during the class. Do well to make sure you fill those attendance. Try to be in class so you can learn, right, for your own good. And then for the project phase, what we do is after the training, we offer a 1 month project phase. We'll try as much as possible to see that we give out a project that is completed within that duration. So you guys are divided into teams, and you get to work together, you get to collaborate with others to design something, right? To actually design something. Okay. The training itself is actually for 2 months. Okay, so the training itself is actually for 2 months, and after the training, going on the side, so you can actually participate in the project with others, and you should be part of the project phase. You should complete the project phase in order to earn that certificate. Okay, so what if you don't have any idea of graphic designing? Graphic design is not a requirement to getting into UI UX. Okay, it will be helpful if you know it. If you don't know it, it's fine, right? If you've never designed before but you are interested in learning design, UI UX design is not graphic design. Okay, they are two different things. Okay, yeah. So 2 months for the training, and then you have the project happen on the side, which is fully hands-on. All right. So Gifty, I hope I answered your question. Oh, okay. Someone said, is the Telegram group our main source of communication? Yeah, it would be. It would be the main source of communication. Announcements will be shared on Telegram. Announcements would also be shared on Discord. Right? Discord is our primary community. Telegram is more accessible to most people. I think a lot of people prefer the experience on Telegram because it's quite similar to what we have on WhatsApp. Okay, so please go ahead and ask more questions. I see Roland and FA are typing. Is there a way we can access any missed lessons? Yeah. As I mentioned, the lessons are actually going to be streamed to YouTube. Okay, the lessons are going to be streamed to YouTube. So yes, you can access those lessons. And hopefully, after the class activities, those sessions would also be shared here. So it's on YouTube. Links will be shared here. So you definitely have access to those materials always. If you check out the YouTube channel, Linda, please do me a favor, share the link to the Top Universe YouTube channel here. So you guys can also go ahead and follow us on YouTube. We've been curating a lot of UI UX design content for years now, right? Since the very first cohort. We've brought in instructors from different parts of the world, from India, from America. So we have like design instructors from Facebook that have been on our sessions to teach, right? So you can just check out some of the materials, right? On YouTube, you would find a lot of interesting materials, a lot of interesting sessions with amazing instructors, professionals in the space. So yeah, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and once we have any videos uploaded on YouTube, you would get access to that. Okay, yeah, all right. So let's see, any mentorship after the program. Well, I mean, we used to do that, but at this point, it's a bit difficult to manage mentorship programs. If we have private mentorship programs, we would always let you know. If we have what we usually organize is like maybe some sessions, free sessions that is probably ahead of the training, just to answer questions, guide you, assist you with CV reviews and stuff like that. But we don't make okay. Yeah. Amaka, do you want to take any of the questions? The class.
Let me take this particular question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
You're saying, will we be able to create a portfolio after the program? Yes, you will. Because at the end of the day, you're having the project phase, and in that phase, you'll be working in teams, and you actually work on a particular project. So yes, you get something for your portfolio. And then you have tasks as you learn. So that can also add to your portfolio, because nothing is a waste. You can put everything in your portfolio to show how far you have come while you learn. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's very correct. I mean, the project is the purpose of the project. Feeling of experiencing what is actually done in the real world, right? And for those of you that don't have an existing portfolio whatsoever, that would be like the start of you setting up your design portfolio with your team, right? And then from there, we'll teach you how to design your own case studies, come up with designs, package it up as case studies, share on Behance, share on Dribble, and share with people, put out content, or talk about what you've learned, or what you've designed on LinkedIn or Twitter, and get to belong in the community as well. Okay, so you learn how to do these things during the period of training. Someone is asking if the training is every day. So what we have decided to do, looking at the slim timeline that we have for the training, we've decided to create video materials, short contents that we can share with you right here on Telegram. It would also be shared on YouTube, so you can follow through with those materials. While we also have those live classes. Those live classes would be held twice a week, right? 8 p.m. West African time. So you can always bring your questions after watching those video materials sessions, and the instructor on the call with you right there would respond to your questions. Okay, I hope that makes sense, guys. All right, let's see, which other question do we have? Okay, so Efe is asking also, what level would the training take us to? Basic, intermediate, professional, or masters? All right, that's an interesting question. Let's try to strike out a couple of options there, more like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style. Okay, so professional or masters, that is off, right? If you are new to design, to UI UX design, this training is perfect for you. Yeah, that's the right answer. Basic. You're getting into the space. If you're already experienced, but you want to learn some of the things you've probably covered from experienced professionals, people who have been doing it, and who are still doing it every single day for years, If you have questions, people that can respond to your questions, yes, this training is for you, right? I've personally joined trainings where, I've probably learned those things over 5-6 years ago because of, the networking opportunity. Okay. The fact is, whatever you are going to learn from any training, if there's a documentation or there are video resources from the company that produced or built that tool, it's enough for some people, right? But then it's not enough for some other people. Okay. So bootcamp opportunities like this is meant to, it's meant to guide you, it's meant to train you, it's meant to teach you and also share, vital knowledge and experience with you, right? So that you don't get to make some mistakes that others have made. So, I mean, those experiences are valuable to people that are just starting out. So, yeah, this training is going to take you to that basic level, right? And after the project, you are able to practice, probably join our other sessions or even hands-on design programs at Better Copper. Okay, so hope that makes sense. Hope you understand me, Ife. All right, so Falek Michael, does this training give us access to various design tools? And are we going to be taught how to use various software? Right, you learn how to use Figma for UI designs. You'll be learning how to use Miro for UX. You will learn how to work with Miro to basically map out your solution design. Okay, so those are some of the tools you'll be learning, and during the course of the program, your instructor might want to share some ideas or tools based on what they use, right? So what they use hands-on for solving those problems in their own environments, they can share that with you as well. Primary tools we're using: Figma for UI design, Miro for mapping out our UX our UX problems and providing solutions, right? Designing, brainstorming, those sort of things. Okay. All right, Efe, please go ahead with your questions. Please, I want more questions, rolling in, not just from Faleke and Efe. Okay, Amaka, go ahead, please.
Okay, I wanted to talk more about design tools. So when you say various design software, for this training, just like Mark has said, we'll be using a popular design tool because that's what is being used currently in the industry. We have a lot of tools, but we'll choose to teach you one that has a large community so that way you don't get confused. And one thing you should know is that most design tools are quite similar, so that won't be an issue basically.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's what I have to say concerning.
Yeah, and Amaka, that's very correct, right? When I started off doing designs for software, to be honest with you, when I started, I didn't really call it UI UX, right? So yeah, I mean, I basically started. I think I used Corel Draw, right, to map out mobile screens, and it was crazy, right? Corel Draw, Photoshop. I think before we heard of, or probably before Adobe XD was released. Yeah, I mean, I've tried my hands on Sketch. I know Amaka. I remember Amaka teaching me how to use. I think it was Lunacy. Amaka introduced me to Lunacy from the Icons 8 team. So, we've tried out a lot of design tools over the years, right? And it's been fun. One thing we've observed as well is that familiarity is key, right? When it comes to these tools, there are so many things. If you learn and know how to use Figma, then you'll be very, familiar with other tools when you get to use it for the first time too, right? It won't look so confusing, okay? And that's correct. So the goal is to make you efficient, all right? Is to make you efficient. But for the mentorship, well, we'll put that into consideration. To be honest with you, it's quite difficult. And I'm saying this because even though we always want to make sure that people that pass through our training learn, right? I mean, from the organization, we've been doing this for years, without focusing or spending our energy on donations or even looking out for funds and all that. It's mostly from the personal financing coming from the founders of the NGO, right? It's because we have that intention to ensure people learn and people learn well, right? That's the number one goal. Okay, starting this, my first or my initial thoughts, right, when I started this was I remember trying to hire people for a role, and of course, you get to see all the LinkedIn titles and all that, only to interview a bunch of guys. I was like, okay, how can we provide training programs, right? Engineering, design, product management for free, bring in some of the best talents, right, outside of both in and out of the country, and have them train as many people as possible, right, based on the resources we can put out there. Okay. So of the training and even the company, like generally, that's what we are looking out to do, right? Making sure that people that learn are efficient and very good at what claim they do. Okay. So yeah, as for the mentoring, I think I'll discuss that with Amaka and the team. If it's something on that, but if we can't do, we will also inform you guys. Okay. All right. So please ask more questions. I can only see questions coming from Michael and Efe. I think we have more questions. The training has started already. Works. The training has started already, starting today. So this is the first session you are having. The timetable will be communicated to you guys right here in this channel. Okay. After this call, you'll get all those information. Twice a week, live classes with additional materials coming in, every week. Okay. Recorded materials coming in every week. All right. Works. Okay. So let's, is there a WhatsApp group for it? Well, Amaka, do you want to speak to this?
WhatsApp group. There's currently no WhatsApp group at the moment. So. But if there's any, we'll let you know. If we have to make provision for that, we'll let you know. But for now, Discord is your Telegram is your primary means of communication.
Yeah. I mean, we tried WhatsApp for the last program we organized. A lot of people did not like it. I mean, of course, you can arguably say, oh, if they don't like the disturbance or the messages, they can just mute, right? People are not like that, some people are like that. Some people are not like that. We understand that WhatsApp is actually very close to your face. I mean, you're looking at it every time. A lot of people are interested in conversations that interest them, which is, it's just the way humans work. So if you're talking about a particular concept in design on the group and you're having like 20, 30 people talking about it at the same time, people that are already familiar with that concept, they feel disturbed, right? And we get that, right? It's a human thing. It happens to everybody at some point. Some people understand how to just, probably archive the group. But then, when they come back and they see hundreds of messages, it feels like a lot, right? That overwhelming feeling just comes in and they feel it's becoming a burden. In our opinion, Telegram is better, right? Telegram is a better option. But we also know that Telegram calls don't ring out, right? We know that Telegram also has some limitations. We'll think about it, and if you see reasons to have a WhatsApp group, we'll let you know. Okay? All right. Someone said, I can't find the lesson materials. That's the curriculum on the website. Can you provide a link? All right. So the link will be shared shortly. Amaka, please, you can do that. The curriculum from the blog. It's actually on the blog. Okay.
Yes, I'll share it now.
Okay, thank you. All right, so please let's ask more questions. Yeah, so someone is also asking, would there be specific days in a week? Yes, there will be specific days, and that was meant to be communicated this morning, but we suddenly realized that some of the available days is already used for other training programs, right? So we have different training programs that are ongoing. from different platforms that we run, and we're trying to make sure we pick a time that works very well for you guys. Okay, it's one of the challenges that we also faced when we were organizing some of, I think, probably I would say the last cohort, having classes clash, right? So yeah, we don't want that to repeat itself this time. So yeah, you're going to get the specific days twice, right, in a week. You're going to get those specific days mentioned here. So you can always put that in your reminder as well, right? Maybe your calendar or something. Okay, so you can get reminders. All right. So are there videos for each week going to be sent here? Well, yes. So as I mentioned earlier, they will be sent here. The videos will be streamed to YouTube, by the way, right? So when it's on YouTube, it will be shared here. But if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, it makes it easier for you, so that if something is uploaded on the YouTube channel, if a live class is ongoing, you can also get that notification right from YouTube. Okay, so I would advise you subscribe. Okay, just subscribe. Maybe we can please share the what's it called? Share the link again, the YouTube channel. Okay, so that those who want to subscribe can subscribe. Oh yeah, it has been shared. NS Kings, interesting name. All right, so you can subscribe. What are the various tools or gadgets we'll be needing during the cohort? Well, I mean, if you're speaking about the tools from your end, all you need is your laptop, internet connection. Yeah, I mean, the tools as well that you use for the class activity. We're focusing primarily on Figma and Miro. Please, someone should share the links to those platforms I have mentioned, Figma, Miro. During the class or during the program, we'll share additional tools. For example, icons pack, right? Tools you can use for, getting interesting icons. We'll share those kind of tools with you. We'll share links to websites that you can use for getting inspirations, right? So there are so many. I mean, I have a bookmark of probably more than 100 resources for UI UX related, concepts, right? We can't share all now; it will be overwhelming. So, as the training, goes by, we would, make sure to share some of these details with you. All right, I can see Olufun Milayo Halimat Oladele, a vocalist. Okay, so I think that caught my attention. Welcome to the community. I'm going to be calling names now. This is what I enjoy doing. Okay, so since you guys are not asking questions, all right, time is going. So let me just let me speak to some of the things we'll be covering for the training. So please, guys, if you are seeing that link in the chat, the link for the curriculum, Amaka shared that, so you can click on it. It's on our blog. You can click on it. I'll just mention a couple of things there. If you have questions, you can ask. We are not teaching immediately on this call, just so you have an idea what we'll be covering, right? Okay, so if you take a look at the curriculum, you see we're going to be covering information architecture, user research, wireframing, prototyping, and usability testing. Okay, so just click on the button there that says See Curriculum. You get to see the 8 weeks UI UX roadmap. All right, so week 1, you see design principles. When you click on that, you get a drop down showing you most of the things you'll be learning. They come in as video materials, and during the class we'll also get to mention, discuss these things. You can ask your questions after watching those videos, and you'll get the response from the instructors and other members of the community. All right, so we'll be covering design thinking. We'll be learning design principles and design thinking in week 1. Week 2, we'll be looking at user interface design using Figma, and we'll also get to learn how to install some Figma plugins that would make life much easier, right, for us. Okay. Well, same week 2, we're going to be looking at wireframing, prototype, mockups, and we'll talk a little bit about design systems. By the way, remember, these are introduction. Okay. you can actually pick one of these items and learn just one item for a whole month, even 2 months, right, or more. Okay. It depends on how fast you can also learn, but we are not going to mount pressure on anyone. What we do is when you have these materials, you can learn and follow them when you are mostly available. If you want the certificate, of course, make sure to join the class, the live class, so you can actually fill those attendance forms. Yeah. So during week 3, we'll be looking at introduction to user experience. So we'll be covering user experience in week 3. All right. Week 4, we'll give a little bit of introduction to project management as well in UX. Right. Yeah. I mean, in every specialization at some point, project management creeps in. So you can't do away with it. You must definitely at least have some basic understanding of project management, how to manage your design projects. Okay. Yes, and we'll also discuss how to work with cross-functional teams as a UI UX designer. Okay, so week 5 we'll be looking at we'll be having a whiteboard, right? So we'll be discussing and showing you how to perform, some critical actions that has to do with UX, right? User journey mapping and other stuffs like that. Design process beyond design thinking. Okay, and of course during week 5 as well, we'll discuss some project management tools. We are not going to dive so deep into these tools. We'll just tell you what it's used for, show you, do like a quick walkthrough, because when you start working with organizations, there's every tendency that you would find yourself using at least one of these tools, right? Asana, very popular, right? Trello, I mean, most of you on this call, if you have been into probably doing anything around, working on projects, right? You must or should have heard about Trello. An introduction. We'll discuss PRDs, FRDs, and some business product documents, at least so you have an idea, what these things are, right? We'll talk about design sprints. Yeah, it is. That's why we said we're going to be sharing resources, right? 5 to 10 minutes video. I mean, it can be a lot if you see it as live classes for every single thing, but thank God it's not. So we are going to be sharing video resources. 5 to 10 minutes is definitely enough. Notion, and show you how to use Notion. Okay, so you should be ready to consume content, right? Written, video, however format we share with you. Consume as many as you can. All right. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Week 6, we'll talk about UX interview preparation, right? And the same week 6 will also, give you some questionnaire templates. When you're trying to solve problems, right? As a UX person, what you do and what you learn to do, right, is ask questions. Okay, so we'll teach you how to ask the right questions, and of course, long term, getting to be good at this depends on you. Okay, so we'll give you some templates we've been able to curate, right? Running a software development agency, for over 8 years now. Of course, myself, Amaka, and the rest of the team. These are things we've used. So yeah, we're going to share this with you. We're going to share these items with you for free, so that you can also get to, use it and learn from it. Okay. All right. So we'll teach you how to collect and interpret research data, and also how to handle remote interviews. I mean, we've done this several times, myself and Amaka, and it's always interesting. Where Amaka gets to interview me or I get to interview her. It's super interesting. I'm sure most of you will love it. This time around, we hope we have enough time to make it a live session, right? You guys would love it. If it's a live session, I believe it will be more interesting. But if time doesn't permit us to do that, then we'll probably just share a recorded session of our conversations, probably from a real discussion on a project. And I'm sure you guys would love it. Okay. All right. So week 7, we get to talk about the business of design, right? Conversational. Okay. And by the way, during the course of this program, if anybody or if you guys, right, generally, okay, if you guys want to, dive deeper into that topic because you love it, you can always let us know, and we'll try as much as possible to see if we can organize another free training, or if we can't make it a free training, we'll probably push it into like, our Copper live class. We organize a live class at Beta Copper, which is paid, but we try as much as possible to make sure that when we organize a program through Beta Copper for our students at top universities, it's going to be very, very affordable for them. Okay, so week 7, we'll talk about the business of design. We'll talk about how to understand and communicate the value of your work as a designer. Someone is asking if the call has ended. It hasn't, and I can speak. And I think, oh boy. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me. 2 people, 3 people, just confirm in the chat. Aha, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Because at times, when all right, thank you very much, Olamide. Thank you, Amaka. Okay. So same week 7, we'll discuss business of design, right? Understanding how to communicate the business value of your work as a designer, and design presentations. Okay, so this will be shared with you as materials, and we'll also get to talk about this in a live session. And week 8 is simply reflecting on the learning journey so far. It's wise. So if you have like lots and lots of questions, this is a session where we'll get to discuss lots and an opportunity to network as well. So every single class we organize is an opportunity for you to network, right? I have a lot of people that I've gotten to, through these our classes, right? I enjoy those interactions. Sometimes it can be difficult to, manage being available, especially when, we have a lot going on. In the country, of course, with yourself as an individual, but we will always try to, put out the best we can. All right. So I see we have more questions. Amaka, let me, let's see. Okay. Amaka, please, if you want to add to that, go ahead.
Nothing for now, please. Can you hear me?
Amaka, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. I was saying if you want to add to that, you can add 1 or 2 before I continue.
For now, I think you've said everything, so maybe I'll add later.
All right, I've said everything. Someone is asking, what's your Twitter handle? Oh, that's for me, right?
Yes, that's for you.
Okay, can someone help me share my Twitter handle? You'll probably give me, I don't know, 200 and something followers. I have a terrible presence on Twitter, but I think I would love to grow my Twitter following. I've been on Twitter for I think that account has been since 2011. It's terrible. I don't really, engage as I should. I'm active on LinkedIn. We can connect on LinkedIn, but I think it's high time I get to boost my Twitter account, right? Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so someone please help me. I think it's x.com/@mavmagic. I guess so. Mavmagic, I'm not sure. All right. You know what? Let's connect. Everyone, go ahead and drop your LinkedIn handle, right? Let's start connecting already. Okay. We have 8 weeks of learning and 1 month of project. I'll be repeating this, several times because these are some of the mistakes that we made, right? I made myself. not paying attention to, my social account, my social following, and also sharing most of these things on places like Twitter, Facebook or LinkedIn. Sometimes it's very difficult, especially when you are always working, right? Myself and the team always engaged, always busy with projects. So let's try to ensure that it doesn't happen to some of you, especially those of you that are just starting out. Okay, so go ahead and drop your handles in the chat so that we have 35 people on this call. I think we can add at least 34 new connections. So everyone, just go ahead, drop your LinkedIn accounts, drop your Twitter accounts. Let's connect, and learn to tweet about the sessions you have. For example, you're on this session right now. You can tweet about it. Just mention you are in a session with Magic, and you are getting to understand UI UX, at least to some extent, understand what you'll be learning for the next 2 months. All right, nice. Keep it coming, please. Drop it in the chat there, and others would connect with you. Okay, so I'll just give a quick intro. It's already past 9, but I'm just going to give a quick intro. What exactly is UI? What exactly is UX? For some of you that are joining and you're probably just sharing this for the first time, so you don't go back home and they ask you, you've been in a session for 1 hour, what did you learn? And you are like, I just heard one guy just talking. Okay, so all right, I see we are still sharing our account. Please go ahead and drop that. That's Maka's account right there. x.com/Amaka. Please let's go ahead and follow Amaka. Very experienced UI UX professional. Okay. All right, King Booming. I'm seeing a lot of amazing names here. Okay. All right, everyone, please go ahead and drop those handles, okay? Don't be so introverted like me that after more than 10 years, 10, definitely more than 10. After more than 10 years on Twitter, you just have 200 followers or 300 followers. And all you share is memes, okay? So do well to share your accounts and, start connecting already. All right, so user interface, and by the way, I can reduce the sound of this music so that it doesn't disturb. Okay, so UI UX is a very vital, UI UX is a very vital, role when it comes to product development. Okay, someone is asking, Auntie Amaka, you both an engineer also, a UI UX. Amaka, do you want to answer? You can answer that in the chat, please. Let me just continue. The music is cool. My bad. All right. The music is cool. Let it be. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, UI UX is a very vital area to consider when it comes to product development. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. Right. I'll keep it quick, probably just 5 or 6 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't get to 10 because I would always say 5 minutes. Or who knows what will happen next. All right, so this is going to be quick anyways. I'll just share my screen and explain something so you understand the expectation or the deliverable from you when you come into a role as a UI UX professional. Okay. All right, so please, you can confirm once you can see my screen. Yeah, just a quick presentation here. Okay, so this is you. You are our UI UX professional. Okay. And you are coming into a space. So let's say you're coming into the Bold Click company. The Bold Click company, which is our agency, right? So you can search for this online. You can also drop the link. I expect most of you here will probably have some projects for us. Okay. So the Bold Click company is a company that is into software development, a lot of things, right? From recruiting, right? Agency recruiting, to software development, to just designs, to consultations on the side, right? We do a lot of things around, technology and more recently artificial intelligence as well. So you are getting into this organization. This organization already employs software engineers, so they have software guys. I'll probably just go with plain text here. So they have software engineers, they have DevOps guys. These are different roles. They do different things, right? They have solutions architects. Let's just call them SAs, right? They have the business team. Okay, the business team. Okay, so we have a lot of teams, right? But let's just stop here for now. And this is you, right? The question is, what exactly will I be doing at the BoldClick company? Why do these guys even need me, right? So I know my role, I know what I should be doing, but this is an agency. What do they need me for? Okay, so this is the point where you begin to understand how vital the skill is. Okay, the software engineers work on the projects from the BoldClick company. So when the BoldClick company gets a client, for example, so say we are working for a client, who is based in Russia, for example, and this client wants a dating platform, in Russia, and then they reach out to the BoldClick company. The BoldClick company has software developers, right, that would write this code, whether it's a mobile application, a web application. They have the DevOps guys, the professionals that would handle deployments and pushing this to the internet after it has been built, right? You have the solutions architects that would work with the engineers, the clients, and any other stakeholder, project managers, product managers, and I forgot that's a key role as well. So let's call them the PMs. Okay, so the solutions architects basically, sits in between the whole thing, trying to aggregate all the information that comes in and convert them into technical solutions. We have the business team, who they would align with the clients to understand, how we can, work with guys from the business perspective of things, right? And then we also have the product managers that manage, the products and the projects that BoldClick works on hands-on, right? Now, as a UI UX professional, so say these clients reach out to us, okay, we want a dating application, right, that would run and operate here in Russia. We are going to have the UI UX guys or, whoever is coming into the team on this project. This person is going to, basically receive the requirement document and the set of user stories. So requirement document, I'll just call that PRD for now. We'll get to look at this, much later when we start learning. So product requirement document, right? It can be a business case. Sometimes what you just get is a business case, okay? So this comes in, you get the requirement document. Let's just call it requirement document, right, for now, okay? And you also get in the user stories. So user stories is, is what you get. It comes from the PMs and the solutions architect. They work on, some of these things together to say, this is how this solution is meant to work in Russia. So we have users, and these users want to do A, B, C, right? They want to do A, B, C things. As a user, I want to be able to sign up, create an account, upload my picture. I want to be able to, see a list of people that I will be interested in. And these people should be, folks that are also interested in the type of things that I'm interested in, right? So you get, these are the user stories. This is what the users want, right? After extensive research and, questions with potential users in Russia, we get to understand what they expect, okay? Your job as a designer would be to translate these expectations into an actual, implement into an actual design, right? So either a mobile design, a web design, yeah. So you would also get to conduct, interview sessions, right? If you want to do that, most times, we recommend you do that. User research is very important, right? Which is UX. A lot of people, a lot of companies don't pay attention to UX. We don't joke with UX, right? We don't joke with UX. We even have, what we call UX engineering. We do this a lot. We love this a lot. We love to, ask questions. We love to, understand, the whys of the decisions that the users, make, right? And you will learn to do this a lot, especially, having Amaka on board. You're going to be learning a lot from her, okay? All right, so, you get to do all those things, carry out this research, come up with the wireframes, come up with, the high fidelity designs, present this to the clients or the business team, of course, from the client's end. We review, right? They try to understand if this meets the requirements. Of course, after which we proceed to have the software engineers build what you've designed, right? So it's not about drawing graphics here and there. Okay, it takes a lot of thinking. You do a lot of thinking. You understand, the users. You get to design what they expect, right? Not what looks good for you, but what looks good for them and is also functional, right? So we'll get to teach you all these things and make you understand why WhatsApp is WhatsApp of today, right? Because they give you what you want, okay? Not what they just assume or think you want. All right. So your job coming into the company is very vital because if you ask developers to just, spin up something without an actual design that have been carefully, planned out by these guys, an actual design. Okay. If you just ask the developers to give you something without an actual design, I mean, developers might design something that would lead to your arrest. All right, so that's quite funny. I was thinking I could get something even worse than that, but for real, I mean, I've been writing code for more than 13 years now, so it's enough for me to understand because I've seen developers come up with things that can probably worsen some people's medical condition. Okay, so you don't want your software engineers designing, except there are some, exceptions, those that actually understand design. You don't want DevOps guys even talking about design. I mean, they have zero idea what we're talking about. Okay. Solutions architect. Yeah. I mean, these guys are all rounders. They've touched several areas. This is what I do currently in banking, right? Consulting for banks, I've been in retail, I've been in the education space, and I have a vast idea on, how things should work in several, industries. So over the years, you grow into this role. You don't just come into this role except you have like a lot of experience doing actual engineering. Okay. But business teams have no reason to, bother themselves about design. They want to make money, right? Show them where the money is, and that is what they want to do. Yeah, which is good. Everybody wants to make money, of course, but these guys don't care about, like getting hands on, designing, right? They love your work. And that's why we all love your work, right? I mean, everyone here loves your work because if the clients don't see your work, nobody's going to be paid probably, right? So yeah, and of course, you get to learn about understanding design and knowing why you design, right? I usually tell people knowing what to do, right, is very important. It's as important as knowing how to do it. But if you know what to do, you can always get the things done, so long you know that this is what you should do. Okay, so knowing what to do is very difficult. All right, sometimes those decisions are difficult to make. So we'll teach you how to know what to do. We'll tell you when to unlike a lot of people in the industry, copy other people's designs. We'll tell you that copying designs should be in the process of learning, right? I teach a lot of people to learn to clone, right? The more you clone, the more you get used to, components, objects, right? You get to understand how to, replicate these things faster, during each try. But when you are actually trying to design something, we teach you how to, of course, work with things like, gathering inspiration, right? Checking out platforms, checking out sample applications that already exist, so you can understand how users expect to see these things, right? Yeah, because users don't joke with familiarity, right? Familiarity is important. You will learn this during our UX sessions, right? Very important that you design things that are familiar to the users, right? If they've used similar applications, just like you are designing a social media application and it doesn't look anything like, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatsoever. You're trying to bring out something completely new. You're trying to reinvent the wheel. In a way, it might be, very difficult for users to adapt and even get to onboard your application, right? So familiarity is very, very important. You will get to learn all these things. I know I've taken more than 10 minutes. So apologies. You'll get to see this most times. I can promise you 5 minutes and take probably 2 hours. All right, guys. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to explain here. Speaking about the UX part, just one more time, you get to understand strategies, right? When it comes to user experience, right? On the UX end of things, you focus on the user's experience. On the UI part of things, you focus on the interface design, which is user interface. Okay. On the UI part of things, you focus on doing things like, the visual designs, understanding colors, typography, images and icons, right? On layouts, we talk about layouts, right? We'll definitely discuss different scenarios, what e-commerce layouts, should look like, what dating applications would look like, what enterprise applications should look like. We'll get to the section where we discuss interactivity. On the UX side of things, we discuss user research, information architecture, wireframing and prototyping, usability testing, interaction design as well, the kind of interactions that users expect to see, swiping, gestures and stuff like that. Okay. So I would stop here for now so it doesn't become like overwhelming, right? But these things that I've mentioned, they are very important to increasing, like user satisfaction, engagement with, your application. Yeah, so there are so many things to say, but let's just stop here for now, okay? If you've had a wonderful time in this session, please go ahead and, ask more questions. I would give us just 3 minutes or 4 minutes. So we'll stop at 9. Oh, it's already 9:18. Okay, we'll stop at 9:20. Let me hear. Oh, we are enjoying it. Amazing. All right. All right, my friend. So please let's go ahead and follow each other, right? Tweet about what you learned today. Tag us at Top Universe. Amaka, please, you can share the Top Universe Twitter handle as well. Yeah, so that you guys can tweet and tag us. All right. And by the way, okay, someone is saying, can I switch from you? You want to switch already? Big man, don't do that now. Top Universe on LinkedIn. Yeah, sure. We're on LinkedIn. Yeah, guys, please, Linda, Amaka, please just share the LinkedIn page as well. All right, so that will be all for this evening. Amaka, if you have any announcements, you can let us know. And by the way, we are going to be sharing, the times and the days for the class during the week. It's always going to be 8 p.m. West African time. We're going to be sharing those, lesson materials, resources. It comes in form of PDFs. It comes in form of Notion links. It comes in form of, video materials. The live classes will be, streamed to YouTube, shared with you here on Telegram and on Discord. Okay. So make sure you are on the Discord server. You are here on Telegram. You are subscribed to the YouTube channel, right? And try as much as possible to be in the live class. Thank you very much for listening. For those of you that are enjoying my music, I would give you 2 minutes of playtime. All right, my friends. right, guys. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in, and have fun. Have a wonderful night. If we have more announcements to be shared with you in the chat, okay? Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Bye.